Hello folks, and welcome to a new episode of Tech News, this time on a Wednesday. This is episode 13, and of course this is the second episode this week, simply because things are getting kind of crazy out there. Let's go ahead and jump in. Alright, so this is the very first time that I'm making two episodes of Tech News within the same week, and that is simply because we have some major breaking news here about the upcoming Samsung Galaxy Tab S9 series that I just could not hold for myself. We have some exclusive 5K renders of the upcoming Samsung Galaxy Tab S9 Ultra, courtesy of OnLeak or, Steve H. McFly via mysmartprice.com. And some of you may be familiar with both. He or she or they or the accounts are generally spot on when it comes down to their leaks as it relates to Samsung. So what you are looking at here is very much what you should be expecting to see coming from Samsung about the Samsung Galaxy Tab S9 Ultra. And all of that is illustrated in 360 degrees in this video. Again, it is specific to the Ultra, but I'm sure that you get a pretty good idea of what the design language is going to be like, or what's going to follow with the Galaxy Tab S9 Plus and also the regular Samsung Galaxy Tab S9, which, if you haven't followed the channel for a while and watching these tech news, then you probably already were familiar with this and what's coming down the road, simply because I have shared some of the leaked images that look just like what you see here in this video, but were simply still images. Now here's some additional information as it pertains to this model, the S9 Ultra specifically. Just like the current generation, and you've noticed this is what I'm using as opposed to my regular Samsung Galaxy Tab S8, but anyway, so just like the current generation, it's going to be boasting that same gigantic 14.6 inches Super AMOLED display. It will feature the same resolution, as a matter of fact, 1848 by 2960. So expect that same super high quality display that you have right now on the Samsung Galaxy Tab S8 Ultra. It will also support high refresh rate as well as HDR10+, and just like you probably guessed already, it still will be ultra thin. You also have that super large battery, the same that you have here at 11,200 milliamp, that is also fast charged at up to 45 watt, which when I think about it, I'm thinking to myself, come on, Samsung, you could do better. I mean, OnePlus Pad is actually doing 67 watt. And something as advanced as this, you should be able to match that. But anyways, we'll wait and see. Now, the Gorilla Glass rating level of protection that will be used on the S9 Ultra has not leaked just yet, so that we also will have to wait and see. It's set to have that same dual camera setup, on the back there, along with an LED flash. So it will, again, mimic what you have here. Although the design language itself has changed, the setup will mirror what you have on the S8 Ultra here. Also, the specific full camera specs for the S9 Ultra have not leaked, so we cannot speculate on that either. So the assumption right now, it may match what we have here. The next thing we know is that you have a quad speaker setup tuned by AKG. You have a USB Type-C port for fast charging, and still staying with the physical attributes here, there's been some speculation whether the upcoming iteration, the S9 series, will be the one to see the removal of the micro SD card that we currently have. And that came about when we were all looking at the renders, the previous ones, and could not point to the micro SD card. In fact, even this video that you're looking at here still does not show a micro SD card slot. It normally should be right here, as it is the case on the current model right here, but it's absent in the video. So my hope is that the reason why we don't see it here is simply because these are renders and not the actual thing, right? Given that renders are supposed to just be as close as possible to the real thing, with some negligible differences or, omissions. In our case, they omitted to add this part. That's my hope. I mean, the way we saw it disappear on the Galaxy phones just felt like a joke. And speaking of phones, to those of you currently in the market for flagship phones, again, I've talked about this already. If you're currently in the market for the S23 Ultra, which is of course the best phone on the market right now, this week has been the best week to purchase one. On Monday, it was the blue one, the sky blue. Today, I believe, is lime green. That's where the deal is applicable. I believe you get an additional $180 off the already discounted prices, and the trade-in credits and all that good stuff. So if you are in the market for one right now, go ahead and make sure you grab it. I will have the links in the description. You could just go ahead and check it out. Even if you're not currently, you're just kind of considering, but you're not ready to purchase, I still need for you to go ahead and check it out, just to kind of prep yourself in case you're going to be purchasing this in the future. So again, this week, if you are trying to buy one of those phones, each day is different. On Monday, like I said, was the sky blue on Tuesday. I don't remember what color that was. And today is the lime green. So if you don't want the lime green, the other ones are also still discounted. So make sure to check out the links. Anyway, so the base internal storage from the reports are pointing to a 256 gigs along with 8 gigs of RAM. By the way, we are back on the S9 Ultra here. So 256 gigs, 8 gigs of RAM. And to be honest, I was actually kind of hoping for a base 12 gigs of RAM for this. In either case, you do have the option to go for, you know, the next level config. You know, the other configurations are going to be higher. You know, the higher you go on storage, of course, you're going to go higher on RAM. And it's been reported to go up to 16 gigs of RAM. Another thing worth mentioning here about the upcoming Galaxy Tab S9 series, which is, by the way, a new thing, is going to be the IP68 rating that now the tablet will support. This is something that's pretty new and different for flagship tablets. Now, we've seen tablets, you know, that were dust and water resistant, but it's actually pretty new for something in this particular segment of the tablet industry. Finally, of course, and I know many of you have your mouth open waiting for this part to hear about when this guy here will drop. Unfortunately, all that has been confirmed so far is that we will see it drop this summer. And this will be as specific as we get so far, simply because Samsung is also planning the drop of the Z line, the Watch 6, and other things. So we have to wait some more in order to hear about the specific date. But so far, we know that it's this summer. One last thing here before we close the video, and I cannot emphasize this enough. Everything that I have just shared here about the Samsung Galaxy Tab S9 Ultra here should give you a glimpse of what to expect on the other models, right? So the Samsung Galaxy Tab S9 Plus and the regular Galaxy Tab S9. So this is a good glimpse along with watching the other tech news videos that I've dropped on those other two models specifically. But anyways, that will do it for this edition of Tech News. Of course, this is all I had for you today. I will have more in the next episode. Of course, I will stay updated so that you are updated. Up until that next episode, of course, as always, stay safe out there.